Okay, looks like we are live, everybody. Let me know if this stream is coming through nice and clear with clear sound and clear video because done a, you hope so?
Yeah.
I hope so too because we did
I
a
got
few little upgrades here and hopefully it's all going to pay off. And for those tuning in for the first time, my name is Bahzad.
My name is Risa.
And we are broadcasting live from Yokohama, Japan, to bring to you the world's greatest live stream, the Wonder Looper live stream. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from all around the world. We're excited to have another episode here today. We've got some fun previews, some new natural dyed teas that we'd like to show off, part of the Spring Summer 26 collection. So they're a little bit of a ways away in terms of release time, but we'll get into it. You know,
Yeah, it's only 2 seasons away.
2 seasons away, 8 months away,
Yeah, something like
a
that.
couple of months away. So anyhow, we'll talk about that. This is the sample season time of the year for us, so we're expecting more and more samples, things like that, to arrive. So you guys are going to get the first previews of the things that are going to be coming way down the line. And of course, as you tune in, we always talk about all the stuff that's current, coming, and way out in the future. Random plans, you name it, it's going to happen right here on the live stream. All right. Well, let's check in with the chat. Let's see where everyone is tuning in from. We've got Jason Scott, looking forward to catching up in the morning. Hit that lovely like button, everyone. Well, I appreciate that. Mr. Jason Scott, thanks for leaving the message in the chat, even if you're coming in later to check it up on the replay. Whether you watch live or on the replay, we appreciate you watching. Mr. John Akes, I got super excited when I saw your email come through about that dyed ELS. So torn between which of your shirts I like more, ELS or the double.
Yeah. I personally like ELS better. It's because I think
'cause you're a girl.
heavyweight is a little too much for me. Though I do wear my heavyweight.
For me, it's seasonal.
Yeah.
I wear the ELS more right now because it's it's pretty hot out there. I wear the Ultimate Pima a lot right now. The double heavyweights come out sparingly in the hottest times, but when it's fall winter, I'm wearing the double heavyweights a lot. So for me, it's a seasonal thing. I like to have I like having a t-shirt for the season. That's my go-to. I like go-to items, as you know me. So I've go-to. This is like my go-to outfit lately. I wear like 2 outfits, and this is one of them. Anyways, we'll get into the fit check in a minute. BD, hey gang, happy Wonder Looper Day. Off to a baseball game, so we'll catch up on the replay. Excited to hear about the upcoming releases and the new dyed tees. Well, I hope the
You're
team
enjoying
wins.
Go team.
Go team, sports.
Okay.
I hope it's the Blue Jays. Go Jays.
All right.
All right. John Akes, have fun at the ball game. We've got Solomon. Hello from Muscat, Orlando. I hope you guys are well. We are well. And thank you for tuning in. Stephen Kopacamp, pumped to see the new natural dyed on the live today. You will see it, and you will see it in 4K. You're gonna, nice, clear video for you. Everyone's commenting about the quality, super clear, good audio, good video, loud and clear. And we've got Lucky on 3 legs checking in from Houston, Texas, America. Thanks for tuning in. All right, we've got Elaine. Happy Aloha Friday. Well, thank you very much. Audio is so much better than last time, says
Oh, great.
Edelson. Thank you very much. Chris Diaz, been missing these lately. My bad. No worries. Whether you tune in now or later, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Ian is here from DC. We've got our good friend Go Punta Cana Real Estate, the greatest real estate agent in all of Punta Cana, tuning in from, you guessed it, Punta Cana. Just returned from my 2 weeks in Japan. Awesome trip. However, extremely tired, nonstop from 2 weeks.
It's hot. When you're like traveling and the outside is this hot, I'm sure it's way worse than when we're living here.
Yeah.
It's,
Right.
because you have to pack your day up with all the activities.
You
You're
gotta
going to
go
go
out.
there, you're going to go there. It's, oof.
Right. That's quite the shirt, Bahzad. Well, thank you very much. It's a vintage Sears selvage shirt, which I picked up at the thrift, the secondhand shop not too long ago. It's been my like overshirt jacket thing. You know, I get worried about like I don't get sunburnt, but I don't want to get sunburnt. And so I try to wear lighter. This is a pretty lightweight denim shirt. I try to wear light and loose on top of light clothing.
This is light.
I feel it's light.
The denim shirt. I don't think this is the lightest.
It's not the lightest denim shirt, but it's you know,
it's a typical
drapey
denim
and
shirt. Yeah.
so it gets me covered and yeah, that way I'm protected from the elements.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't wear a layer in the summer. It's just like I just want to take it off. So that's good for you.
Right.
I cannot protect my arms.
That's okay. We'll try to keep you inside as much as we can. Okay. New background. Just noticed, Mr. Devon Hurt. This is
The new office.
new office. So this is the office. You got the warehouse space back there. We got samples around the corner here. Chain stitching area. Oh, look at that bend right there. So anyhow, it's all coming together, the new space here in Yokohama. And we're soon going to be able to start welcoming visitors. Right? So what's some progress? We made a little bit of progress on that yesterday.
Yeah, so we figured out a way to take appointments on our website. We haven't gone live with it. We still need to, first of all, I think we want to have a little bit more stock before we welcome visitors. And we were still missing some things here and there. In the office, we have no plants yet, which is a big problem for me.
Right, Risa loves plants. Yeah.
But we just want to dress it up a little bit more. Wait for a couple more, stocks
to arrive.
Shipments to come in, and then we also have to figure out whether we can do the sales tax.
Oh yeah, tax-free in the store. Yeah.
So I think, everybody who's been to Japan knows that like almost all the stores in Japan allow you to, not grocery stores and whatnot, but like retail stores, they allow you to buy some things tax-free. So we have now 10% sales tax on almost everything. So if you come as a tourist, you bring your passport and they can give you a tax-free shopping.
Yeah.
And they are taking that away next year.
Yeah, which is a little annoying because I would like to have it set up for the people who come here.
Yes.
But I think I'm not exactly sure when in 2020 is it 2027? I thought it was 2026.
Or late 2026 or early 2027, I think. Because I remember thinking that by the time we have the ability to, have a showroom purchasable place, we would have a little bit, like maybe around like a year left in that. So we do have to look into it. Unless it's a very difficult, time-consuming process, I think we will do it, even if it's just for a year.
And just so, basically what the government's plan is that they're going to remove the tax-free from retail, and then they're going to make it such that you reclaim your taxes at the airport.
So you pay the 10%. So after that, they take it away. Basically, at the retail store, you pay the 10% sales tax. But when you go to the airport, when you leave the country, you can get that 10% back if you fill out a paperwork.
Yeah, I think their hope is that enough people don't do that, so that anyhow.
Because I'm a lot of people, like a lot of countries, they have to do it because sales tax is just for consumption within the country. So if you are leaving with that item and you're not using that item in that country, they cannot actually technically take your tax. But what most country does is the same way that Japan will do in the future is just they charge it and then you can reclaim it at the airport when they leave. In Europe, I've actually personally done it. They can do it. It's just it's such a pain that most travelers don't do that. So
I've also been in countries where they just straight up don't do it.
Right.
It's a little. I like the way that Japan has been doing it for a long time. It's so much more convenient, and I think as a consumer,
Yeah, it
It
encourages
really
people.
encourages people
Yeah.
like, wow, I can get tax off right now. That's
Yeah.
great. So
Especially in Japan, they tell you the tax in price often.
Yeah.
So when you look at that price and then it's like, oh, you can take away a bunch of money from that
Yeah.
and pay
So it feels like a
little bit less than
discount.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little annoying. Anyhow, we want to have that at the very least, we want to have that set up if we can. So when you shop in store, while that policy is still in place, you can have a tax-free shopping experience here.
Yeah.
And then when that's gone, you basically just have to take the receipt with you to the airport when you leave, and then they'll reimburse you for the taxes then.
Yes.
So
So
just,
I'll research that
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
Maybe in
So
the next couple of weeks.
we'll get the payment processing in store set up, and then once that's ready, we'll have the and I figure we'll have some more inventory by then. And then once that's ready, then we'll have the appointment scheduler on the website, and basically you just click, make an appointment. We'll be here, and you can come and shop. And then we got to figure out some sort of changing room situation.
Yeah, to be fair, we do have separate rooms in
Yeah.
there, like with toilets and
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll leave it to Beaver. A lot of people have experienced the tax-free shopping around the world. You did it in Australia and in France. Yeah, but Japan really, I think, has it the best, and I think it's a big mistake for them to get rid of it. But anyhow, I'm not in charge yet. That's always what I like to say. Okay, let us do the fit check, because a lot of people want to know what's going on here today. This is my fit. This is like my go-to summer fit these days, and
Yeah, you have like a brown green version and you have the blue version.
Yeah.
And this is blue version.
so I got the linen pants, quite wide here with the repairs done all over, indigo dyed. I got the ultimate Pima t-shirt. I've got the vintage Sears denim jacket. We got the wrist check here, my new Kurono Tokyo watch here. I think it looks quite handsome. It's got that sort of Tiffany dial look to it. I think it looks quite nice. I like having a casual dress watch. And then on the feet, I've got some like vintage style Nike Cortez with the old school Nike check all embroidered here in on the shoe. I think these look pretty cool and nice. I feel like I'm like a French painter or something like that. I just paint things all over.
Especially with the glasses.
Oh, wait. Then you pair it up with the hat. Oh, and I definitely I'm a French painter vibe. Just going around painting houses. But check out
that kind of painter.
Yeah.
Like an artist painter.
Look at the patina on the
Yeah, it looks great.
the naked and famous denim. This is the Japan Heritage, 5-panel cap. I've had this since it came out.
No, before it came out.
Before it came out.
Like a sample.
Yeah.
Yours
Right.
has-
The one, mine has the English naked and famous text on it, and the production.
is Japanese
Yeah.
katakana
Yeah.
writing on it.
So this one's seen many years of wear, and I enjoy it a lot. There you go. Risa, what do we got?
Okay, I don't really want to move the chair too much. I got my Ultimate Pima Black today. I just wear I basically just wear Ultimate Pima in the summertime. Yeah, I got a monochrome embroidery on here, although you can't tell. It says WL. And I got my Naked and Famous skirt. Forgot what we called it, but this is a long time ago too, but it's just nice. I got like my toga sandals, very shiny.
Yeah, you got some jewelry, some watches, all that good stuff. People want to know.
I don't know. There's a lot. This came from my grandmother, I think. I don't remember. I don't remember where I got this, but that was a long time ago. This is my wedding band. I got a watch. This is Porsche design watch that I bought like a few weeks ago, secondhand. It's Bahzad did the research. I think it was from the 80s, right?
Yes.
80
80s
something.
Porsche design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, there you go. And now, Alan says that watch is nice.
I know. I've been wearing it like every day.
Yeah, it's Risa is a very good everyday, like casual, like like it's not the dress, it's sporty and casual watch. I'm very envious of that watch.
Yeah, it just goes with any outfit, really.
Yeah, yeah, it works quite well. Um, uh, Somebody says, how about some nice indigo dyed curtains or cloth for the dressing section like Noren? Yeah, that like we have these. Hold on.
I don't know what he's bringing. What is it?
The blanket, the Boro
Oh,
blanket.
yeah. I don't know if we need to create like a full-on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could create something where we hang these. You know, I have these old Japanese Boro blankets. You might have seen these in a lot of different backgrounds for videos and stuff like that. You know, I would say that we already kind of did this idea at Naked and Famous Denim NYC, where we have the change room curtains made out of things like this. Although we could turn them into pants, eh?
It's such a.
Yeah.
Put it on over some empty walls.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna hang these up around. But yeah, I got a whole stack of those. Yeah. Okay. Ellison says, kind request, would you please consider wearing the indigo blanket regularly to give us a preview of how it would fade? I know the faded look is not for everyone. I'm undecided and it's quite an investment.
It is difficult in this super hot, humid weather, but I suspect that once we get like some more fall weather, Bahzad's gonna start wearing it.
Yeah, I will definitely start wearing that. So once the fall comes around, we did have a wash test on the last one, but like, yeah, I can see your point. We'll try to put some wear into that one as the temperatures drop a little bit. Hopefully, we'll have some good previews for you by the time it's available. Jeremy Sim says, wasn't it only a few months ago B was saying he only needed a G-Shock? That watch bug bites hard. Welcome to the addiction. Yes, it's true. I have, it's a lot of watches. There are a lot of cheap, most of my watches are cheap watches, to be fair. I like cheap watches, but every now and then there's a watch that just catches your eye and it's, you know, I'm not a fancy guy, but sometimes you want to have a fancy thing here or there. So yeah, that the watch thing bites hard. I think I've gone through all the male hobbies, you know, audiophile, the headphones, keyboards, you name it. I went through it, and like the thing is, like, whenever you go through a lot of these things, like there's a point where like you just kind of have enough, and I'm like, I don't have a ridiculous amount of keyboards, but I have a lot of keyboards. One, two, 3, 4, 5. There's like 5 mechanical keyboards that are in just around. Plus I have like my MX keyboards that I like. I have a lot of keyboards. There's a lot of keyboards there.
That's fine. The hobbies that I'm worried about, definitely financially, is the watches. And I guess like, you know, like cars, because you don't drive.
I don't drive, so I'm not a car guy.
Yeah, but sometimes you say things like, oh, you should get that car, you should get that car. And it's just like, you don't even drive. Why do you even have a taste for expensive cars? Well,
you know, I see like an old Porsche, and I'm like, oh, you should get that. Oh, you'd like, ooh, you look so cool driving that car.
Yes. So that's a problem. But I mean, furniture also. I think furniture is something that, you know, can get easily too out of your hands. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I look at a lot of furniture. I look at a lot of lights. It's tough. It's tough.
Furniture and lights for me, like you know.
At least it's everyday use. Yes. Whereas, like, if you buy a lot of watches, you got 2 wrists and you're not wearing 2 watches.
Yeah, because you.
Right, you'd look ridiculous.
So, one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Single purpose also.
Right.
Yeah. Furniture, I'm like, you know, if it's a good one, it's like forever piece. You're gonna live with it forever. Maybe you pass it down.
Right.
So
Yeah, y'all would look cool in a Porsche. Yeah, like I like old cars. I think everybody likes old cars.
I do like old
Yeah.
cars too, but the problem with old cars, like I don't know anything about cars. I can't, fix anything. I can't even change, oil. So I don't think I've ever even
Right.
put in like a windshield
Washer fluid. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah. So, well, I think we're not going to go down like the crazy car rabbit hole.
No,
Um,
especially living around here.
yeah. It's hard to drive. It's hard to drive. It's hard to park. Like public transit takes you everywhere. So like, even though we have an old car called a Nissan Rasheen from 1998, 98, 99, 98. We drive it around here and there, but it doesn't get as much use as, I would say people in North America would put their cars to use.
Yeah. In that sense, I think it's actually perfect to own a, like an old
Yeah,
car.
right, because you don't put a lot of miles on it.
Right.
Yeah. Have you gotten to fountain pens yet? I like general stationery. I'm not a fountain pen aficionado, right? Like, I might like, there might be something I'll see at the store that looks pretty neat, but like, some people get into like ones that are really, really beautifully made, with extra special materials and things like that. And they can get quite pricey. I've seen them in the stores, go to the stationery shops, they have them all. But no, I think that's a hobby I'm probably not going to get into because I don't write a lot of letters. And even if I did, I don't know. I don't think that one is going to be for me. But what happens after watches? I don't know. There comes a point where you just feel like you've got too many. I'm also not the kind of guy who sells stuff. So like things just kind of pile up. Like, you have collections and they pile up. Like like the amount of like Blu-rays, like I'm still into that, of course. We have tremendous amount of duplicates that never get sold. Like really, I want to, I want to find a fellow collector where I could just trade and anyhow.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. Okay. Okay, time versus gravity with the important question. Can you talk about the new fall colors?
Okay.
Yeah. So let's check out a couple of new things. Here, double heavyweight. The double heavyweight. We showed a couple of these off last week, but they will continue. So we've got 3 new colors in the double heavyweight sweatshirt land. As you can see, we've got Rust, Dune, and Sage. So 3 new colors. This is sort of like an army green, and then we've got 2 like sort of earthy tones here. There's a lot of earth tone that's you're going to probably see in the fall lines, and then you see a lot more springy colors in the summer. So these are the 3 new double heavyweight French terry colors.
That's with alongside these repeat colors. So the semi black, the navy. These are old samples.
Yeah.
So the neckline is
wrong. Just ignore that.
What?
Yeah.
So the navy blue. We got the ecru by popular demand, and then heather gray.
Yeah. So ecru. Hold on. Let me grab those. Yeah. So ecru really came back because there was a lot of people. Number one, they like the ecru color, but there was a lot of people who also requested that we bring these back because our friend Mike at Wild Frontier Goods does custom dyes. So, if you reach out to him and, he does all kinds of stuff, you can work out what you would like to have. He'll dye these. So this is the best dye base for something like that. So we brought this back for those 2 very special reasons. Some people like to have their stuff customized, whether it's embroidery or dyeing. There's ways to do that. But right now, if you want like custom dye, you go through Mike, Wild Frontier Goods. He'll handle that stuff for you. You could just find him on Instagram. And basically the way it works is you work out whatever sort of dye you want on what product. You place the order, and then in the order comments, you just write like send to Mike. And then we'll send it to Mike. Mike works on it. Whenever he's done, he sends it back to us, and then we send it out to you guys. So
So that, like, because he lives in Japan and we can, have him do the thing, and so that you don't have to worry about, shipping back and forth.
Yeah.
But that the dye part needs to be figured out with Mike directly.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going on.
Right. Yeah. We just it's just like when we get it back, we're like, whoa, that was nice. And then,
Exactly.
and Mike also posts a lot on his Instagram about all the different things that he does. Brenton here in the chat's done a lot of work with Mike. So we wanted to bring this one back. So we got a great base. He can do the t-shirts, he can do anything. So check that out with our good friend Mike. Now, speaking of natural dyes, this is a skip ahead. Right? Those are some fall double heavyweight colors. Those should be here when? When do you think? Rough estimate.
We can probably release it by the end of September.
Okay, good.
All of them. I think so. We don't know the order of things, but everything should be here. Like, everything should be able to put up on a website by the end of September, all of fall.
Yeah.
That's the aim. So we have enough time to sell the fall goods in the fall times.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit look at the kind of stuff that Mike does over at Wild Frontier. Hold on, let me just do a little There we go. So this is Mike. You can find him on Instagram, Wild Frontier Goods. He does custom leather. He can make you a wallet, a belt, all that kind of good stuff. But he also does, custom dyes and things like that. So he can make things like this for you. Natural hand dye, Kakishibu, Shibori. So I think that's a new product that he just did. So all kinds of stuff. If you don't want it to be super crazy, he can do, simple, like, indigo dyes and things like that. So if you have a request, if there's something special you'd like to have made, you can check them out, and they do some pretty good work. So I would recommend it. There you go. Just reach out to Mike. He's a nice guy. He'll definitely help you out there. Okay. Edelson says, I keep saying that wrong. Will the fall release come out all at once? I see there's quite a lot scheduled for the fall. No, it will not all come out at once. It will come out in batches. So our aim is to have everything come out as sort of a family.
Yeah.
So when double heavyweight t-shirts are in stock, we release the double heavyweight t-shirts. When Ultimate Pima's here, we'll release Ultimate Pima together. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't all come out at once. Because everything also doesn't come in all at the same time. Everything sort of comes in batches. The factory, for example, like they, when they send us stuff, they just kind of send us stuff as they finish it. That way it doesn't take up too much room in their warehouse. And, it also gives us time to process everything. So like they might do 1 or 2 colors a week, finish that up, send it to us. So it might take a few weeks to get everything in stock, and then we'll release it all as one sort of family batch.
So we expect some release to happen in August. Mm-hmm. So from August till all the way through the end of September, maybe to early October, we will have some things coming out every week or two. When we have the dates, we can start announcing. But as of now,
it's all tentative.
We know that it's going to start off with double heavyweight t-shirts restock, but other than that, we don't really know.
Right. So just stay tuned. If you're watching this live stream, you follow us on Instagram, or you're reading our newsletter, then you're going to be the first to know about all of that stuff. So you're not going to miss it. We're trying to stock up as much as we can. That's part of the reason why we got this bigger space, so we could have more room for more stock.
The amount of inventory we're gonna have for fall is basically, I don't think it's quite double last fall, but it might be close.
Yeah. So that said, every single production we've ever done has always been an increase over the last production run, and we've seemingly keep selling faster and faster and faster. Hopefully this keeps up with demand. My suggestion, as always, is if there's something you're after, something you've got your eye on, just be there at release time, right? If you're on our website on release time, good chance you're going to get it. But at the same time, we also announce which of our retail partners is getting what what? So if you miss it on our website, there's a chance you're going to get it on another website. We've got retail partners that are bigger. We've got retail partners that are smaller. So, maybe you can't find it over at, maybe Cultism sells out, but maybe James Dance still has it in stock, or Tate and Yoko, or Denali. Our retail partner, Fancy Groceries, over there in Winston-Salem, USA, just their website is now shoppable. For a long time, they were just an in-store only, and their website was sort of like a front page, here's how to find us, that kind of thing. But Fancy Groceries, you can find them. They have, you can shop online now. So there's another opportunity for you to, find something. Again, with a smaller retailer, maybe they will have something that you've been eyeing that might have sold out somewhere more popular, and you'll have a chance to get it then. Brenton's asking, when will we get all natural baby cashmere boxers for promoting testosterone and overall manliness? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know if we can make those claims that they will improve your testosterone and or your manliness.
Well,
but they will improve
hand in hand, right? Like if you have more testosterone, doesn't that make you more manlier?
I don't know. I don't know. I remember when Becky Lynch, WWE superstar Becky Lynch, was Becky 2 titles, and they called her the man. And I loved that. That was great because she was the man and she is the man. And so you can be the man and not have any testosterone or less testosterone.
That's true.
It's possible.
And also, if you're wearing baby cashmere underwear, that might make you the man.
Right.
Yeah.
That might just make you the man because you've got to beat the man to be the man. If you know what I'm saying.
I do know.
That's some Ric Flair for you. Woo. I would imagine that Ric Flair would want some baby cashmere underwear.
He's still alive, right?
Yeah, he's still going. Yeah. Slick Rick, if you're watching, let me know. We can work something out. The wow man, the woo man, woo. Okay. Brenton says, do you see the next phase of your product growth being heavier or new colors, new fabrics, weights, new styles? New styles, new fits. I see the next phase of our product growth. I think our next phase is number one, having continuous inventory. That is like the most important thing. I don't like having these dips of like, Ultimate Puma's out for 4 months. Like I would like to have it consistent. I think getting the consistency is really, really important. And as far as like products down the line, I think it's new colors. If we see, like, I don't want to constantly be developing like new fabrics, because I feel like if we have to always make new fabrics instead of like working with the bases that we have, then I don't want to retire things. Because there's really only so much product you can have, right? And so, if we make another French terry, like why would that be any better than the Super Looper French terry, for example? Like it really has to be something that is gonna replace it, because it's so much, maybe not better is not the right word, but something that I don't know what to say there, but I like working within, like we have Super Looper French terry, and if that means we can use different cottons to make it special, I like seeing it go in that direction rather than making completely new constructions. Or if we make like different dyed versions of it, different treatments on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we're gonna go into basically all directions, but not like crazy into because I think your question may have been like which avenue are we taking, and I think the answer is like we're doing this, but not like this, like just
slowly
little by
crawling,
little.
yeah.
We're considering like making new fits every now and then, but like fits especially, I think we're kind of focused on the fits that we have now. And obviously this fall we're gonna do Henley. We may do like tank top in the future.
Yeah.
life respecters, as we're gonna call it, and things like that. But we're not like really trying to like we're not gonna have like two fits of sweatpants, for example, like wide and slim or whatever. Like we're kind of sticking to one item at a time, one fit per basically item at a time.
We're also just two people.
Yes.
Yeah. So
like whenever like it's exciting, we're gonna do it. Like for instance, like I think we really want to look into more different fibers, like maybe yak or some kind of wool or something like that. But at the same time, we don't want to lose focus. Like a lot of the good things came from Foxfibre, for instance, where, there's no like new colors of Foxfibre all the time, but we want to use, just maybe we kind of go deeper with, brown fox, but maybe different variants or, maybe over dyeing or things like that.
Yeah. So yes, we treat this brand a little bit, while there's like newness and freshness that always comes, I try to keep it a little bit more like a, I don't know, maybe like a basics is not the right word because, but
definitely no basics.
Right. But like a consistent collection that just sort of evolves, within itself.
Yeah.
Rather than like if you treated it like a fashion collections are, 30 pieces, 50 pieces, every piece is new every season, you did this tank top last season, well, this is going to be this season's tank top, or, you did a long zip sweatshirt this season, well, we're going to do a short crop, they're always chasing the trends and things like that. And I don't really want to be in that land. I kind of like want to make the things that I like. And when we make stuff, it's always sort of based on something that we're genuinely interested in, right? So if it's, let's just move on, like, to spring 26, like dyes, like natural dyes. We love natural dyes. We did the natural indigo dye teas. You guys love them. So now we're like, okay, let's explore more dye options. So now we've got more dye options.
But even this, like, I think we just kind of picked the like one type of dye and just kind of going like deep into it. Yeah.
So explain what's going on here.
So I still have a lot to learn about this. So I'm just gonna kind of like share what I know so far. So these dyes are done in Amami Island in Japan. It's basically the island between Kyushu, which is like the bigger like southern island of Japan, and Okinawa, which is like the most southern islands, but there's just like in between. So there are I think maybe it's like subtropical in terms of climate, but they have their own culture. They're just known for their craft. One of the crafts that they're known for is this natural dyeing. They take this tree, we call it like a type of plum, but I don't think technically it's a plum. It is the local people call it teichigi, and they take that dye, the dye from the bark of that tree, and that dyes this kind of pink color. So
the original color.
Yeah, these are the color from the bark of the tree, and they also do the mud dyeing on top of it. So basically, this one, for instance, it's dyed with the bark, and then so it's like have the undertone of a little red pink kind of color, but with the old mud dyeing over it. And the minerals in the mud makes it like this, really deep, kind of more like a dark brown, blackish color. And I think it's beautiful that different, so even the natural dye, like this is basically the just the teichigi, but they do the mordanting with aluminum. I can never say that word, but so it doesn't really add any color. In contrast to like things like this has like high in like iron kind of minerals. It does add like a lot of color onto the fabric garment. So, and this one pretty sure it's a different mordant. I have to look into it a little bit more. I have to get more information, but it's just all like based off of the same dye, same region, same dye house. But it just has the great gradient. And this is Bahzad's crazy idea where we're like wanted to put all three in one.
Yes.
And
so it's pretty wild.
It is pretty wild, but I think it's beautiful that it really shows the different colors.
Yeah. So I think it's the triple crazy. I don't know if we'll come up with a better name than that, but it's got all the different colors all on one shirt. I think it came out fantastically. So there you go. So we've got natural dye fever here. And so we want to explore some of those options. And of course, these colors are so beautiful and they really come out quite nicely on, this is the ELS recycled cotton slub t-shirt. So, you get a lot of nuance in color in here, and then you can see a lot of the texture from the fabric coming through. And that, because of the slubbiness, you get a little bit of different variation there as well. So you can see here where the colors intermix and just creates this beautiful gradient tone.
But as you can see, especially with like shibori type dyeing, like, it's the beauty is that no single one is the same. It comes out like differently. Yeah. So, and keeping that like one part, non-dyed, this top part.
It's a little difficult.
It is difficult. It has a little bit of dye kind of,
residue.
Transfers. Yeah. But
it's gonna happen.
You just have to love, especially in the back, like maybe show the back of this t-shirt. You can see that all these things, but that's the beauty of it. So hopefully everybody can appreciate that.
Yeah. So now, when are these gonna be available?
We're aiming for spring, summer next year, but I don't know because again, this is very labor intensive dyeing method. They have to do a lot of processes, so it's hard to and their dye house is they're not like a massive factory or anything. It's just a very small operation and on a small island. So we gotta see what kind of lead time that they're gonna need. I can't promise anything, but hopefully by summertime next year.
And as for pricing, we're still working that out with them as well.
Right. So it depends on the pricing. We're not sure if we can even wholesale
or if it'll be a direct. Anyhow, all this information is. We're working on it, and we're just giving you the previews as sort of we get it, but. One way or another, you're going to be able to get your hands on that by next year, next summer.
But I think this is a great example of how we make things. Is that like, we don't know how much this costs. Like,
literally have no idea. They haven't even billed us for this yet.
No.
And so like this is sort of the.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I learned about this dye from a friend of mine, and I was just very excited about this whole story and the dye method and everything. So like we kind of go like search for that and like make something happen, and then we'll figure out the rest.
But we also work with people in the way that like they work also, and I think that's sort of what separates us from a lot of sort of conventional companies out there, whereas like there's I need this by this time and this date and this price and blah blah blah, and it's like, what, we're more like when it's, I'm not going to pressure you, when it's, because you're doing something special, when it's ready, we're going to do it, and that's sort of it, right? Like we're on your time here. And so I think that's sort of the reason why, like, a lot of this craft stuff that is very like labor intensive and knowledge intensive, like you don't see a lot of it out there because it just doesn't fit the mold of, we're going to sell 50,000 t-shirts. Right. We're not going to sell 50,000 of these, a couple hundred maybe. Right. But like, that's it, because it's difficult to do. And I would say like in the grand scheme of like big companies, they're like, what's a couple hundred t-shirts to them? Nothing. Right. So this is also why I like the kinds of things that we do. We work at our own time. We work at our own pace, which is also at the time and pace of the people that we work with, so that we can make something very special. And when it's ready, it's ready. And, you guys are ready for it, but you're here We're here for the journey, you know, to see how it all sort of comes together.
But it's like that's also the luxury we have as like, you know, being our own brand. Like we don't have to answer to any, you know, requests. You have to have, you know, stock by this date, or you have to have new items every, you know, however long. It's like we don't have that. So right now, like, you know, we just basically have like very low inventory, no sales like time, but it's okay because, you know, we know that we're working on things,
Right.
and it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, we've got the lovely Sally Fox here in the chat. She says, I really appreciate the way that you work. It makes all the difference. And likewise, I mean, you know, if we request something from you, you know, if we want a special cotton, like we're not saying, okay, it has to be ready for next season. Right. Whenever it's ready and we're ready for it. You know what I mean? Like we're here to support it, and you know, we appreciate and know all of the effort and time it takes to make some of these special things. And you know, anyhow, I think this is what we're doing here is pretty special, and I'm glad that we have an audience for it, who's here for it. And we wouldn't be able to make special things like this if it wasn't for, you know, the people like you guys out there. And so we're always appreciative of that. So there you go.
I just wanted to answer a couple questions that I saw way before that were kind of quick and easy to answer, but also interesting questions. One person asked about the cashmere blend henleys. So that's 10% cashmere, 90% cotton henley. Honeycomb fabric that we're coming out with in the fall. The care instruction for it actually is pretty much the same as 100% cotton. I've tested it many times in a home wash. It's not going to have a crazy shrinkage. It does have a little bit, obviously, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. So I would, you know, you can machine wash cold, preferably, and then hang dry or lay flat to dry, or you could do a gentle dry cycle. No high heat, I wouldn't recommend, but you can take care of it like any other.
And this is the Foxfibre
Fox waffle.
Yeah, it is pretty heavy. Not that this isn't heavy. Like this is heavy. This is I can't wait for you to feel this because this is a monster. Yeah. This it wears like a sweatshirt.
It's like, very chunky, and this one is like a traditional waffle. It's a waffle, the same texture front and back.
Yeah.
This honeycomb. The front is a honeycomb construction. It is very nice and interesting, and then on the inside, so that you can like feel the cashmere blend of it, it's more of a flat kind of texture, so that it's not as like textury on the inside. It's more soft. Yeah. This one is rough and tough.
Yeah. You can see. Anyways, you can see these have been on hangers for a while. Sorry, these hangers. As much as I love these hangers, you know, why we need rounded hangers is because you know you're gonna get those little. You can steam that out. Yeah. Of course, you can steam it up, but that's what that does.
But also because these are heavyweight, like at home, I would not recommend you hang on a hanger.
Put these
in
it
like fold it. Because the weight makes it. If you want it longer, you hang it, but like you don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So those pretty cool. Coming
with both with real horn buttons.
Real horn buttons. Cesar Garcia says, don't forget to get a logo somewhere in the space so people can take a picture and post free advertising. You know it. We have to get stuff. We need more decoration in here. Anyway, right now everything's functional, but the decorations are coming. Yeah, we will definitely get something like that in here.
Another question I wanted to answer quickly, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that like why is like larger sizes don't cost more? Oh, I don't know if that was in correct English, but you know what I mean.
Okay, so yes, so that is a good question. You know, why does the small cost the same as the large? Because we spread the cost out.
Yeah, exactly.
The reality is that the extra large, the double XL do cost more to make because there's more material and it's very expensive material. But I don't want to charge. I just don't want to charge people like that. Yeah. You know, like as much as I would say that we get charged, you know, it's like, you know, you buy a fabric isn't fabric. You know, fabric is it's made of a million different processes, but ultimately, you know, if one cotton is more expensive than the other cotton, you use more of that cotton, it's going to add to the price of that. We get billed that way, of course. You know, it's like buying food in bulk. You know, the more you buy, the more you pay. But I just can't do that for clothes.
Yeah,
I just can't do that. I don't want to be like the airlines, you know, dynamic price.
But airlines too, they don't charge you by your weight. They charge you by like luggage weight sometimes, but not by your weight. Yeah. If you're, you know, if you can fit in one seat, whether you're, you know, I don't know, 200 pounds or 100 pounds.
Yeah.
It costs the same.
Right.
And I think that's how it needs to be. We can't, you know, technically speaking, every single size has a different cost if you come down to it.
Yeah.
But nobody works like that.
No,
it's complicated. It is very, like, you know, if you think about, like, you know, return and exchange, for instance, if you bought a large and then you return and then you get the medium, if the price is different, you should be able to get a refund, right? Like, it makes no sense to work like that.
Or like the shipping cost of like shipping the large versus shipping the small. Like, you know, we charge everybody the same price for shipping. So anyhow, I think that if we worked in a world that way, it would be a much more complicated world. And yes, the small sometimes subsidize the large, but I will also say that there are more larger people out in the world. We sell more mediums, larges, XLs than we do smalls and extra smalls. So the fact that there are bigger people out there who are buying more also subsidize the fact that we can also make the lesser selling sizes, which are the smalls and extra smalls. Mm-hmm. So it all sort of balances out in the end. And I would never want to work that way.
Right. So, I mean, in reality, when we're dealing with, say, like baby cashmere, you know, any kind of very, very expensive materials, like that question is actual question. Like, should we, you know, like, you know, what if we sold way more, you know, larger sizes than smaller sizes, you know, then it's just kind of, you know, it kind of becomes a problem on our end, but it would never become I think that is the issue that we need to figure out, and not the consumers.
Yeah. It's, right. There was something else I was about to say. You know,
also, I think people would be encouraged to buy smaller sizes if they're cheaper, and then
they'll be like, "You're absolutely right. That is exactly what would happen." Some people will be like, "Yeah, let's see if I can fit in that medium. Yeah. I can save $10."
Yeah.
Like, no, you're gonna. It's gonna be a huge headache, huge nightmare. I know, like, you know, it's generally an interesting question, but I don't think anybody in the world really wants to work that way. And
but not to, you know, name any brands, but there are brands who charges more for, like, you know, not like every single size different, but like charges like
after 36.
Yeah. And then I think that's because they did the cost calculation, pricing, everything, you know, assuming everything is going to fit up to 36 or whatever, 34, 36. And then they realized, okay, there's a whole new market of people who are larger. Yeah. So then, okay, we got to make those, but then we can't charge the same price because it costs way more to make those. And so that's just kind of like a after adjustment.
An after adjustment. Yeah, I was thinking the other day about, you know, I remember we talked about how, you know, sometimes I see, you know, out there in the Reddit world, YouTube world, reviewer world, you know, people comparing t-shirts and things like that. And I guess sometimes my criticism of it is that, like, sometimes people don't consider, you know, they're not really considering like the apples to apples sort of situation. They're like, oh, well, this t-shirt is priced like this and this t-shirt is priced like that. I'm like, yeah, but one of them weighs way more than the other. Mm-hmm. But another thing that I also like, you know, oh, well, this t-shirt is way cheaper. And I'm like, yeah, but that t-shirt doesn't weigh anything. Like, it's not always the same. It's not always a heavier t-shirt is more expensive. This, okay. But sometimes I also think about, like, another thing that people don't mention very often is, or I don't think I've heard anyone really talk about it, is that sometimes when you're comparing sizes, it's like, well, oh well, that T-shirt is the same. Say it's a similar material, it's a similar spec, but it's like, well, their large fits like the other company's size small, right? Like, so of course the other company's like, large costs more money because they calculated it based off of whatever fit sizing that they wanted to go with. So there's also like the consideration of just like generally like how people have costed things. Of course that's not going to go into like a lot of people's mindsets, but like from my mindset when I'm looking at some of these things and the way people talk about them, I'm like, yeah, but like it's not you're not criticizing the right things here, or you're not really taking into account that one is cheaper because there's a lot less of it than another company might be providing you. So it's just sometimes things like that I see.
Yeah.
Vamik says a brand did that on some denim I was interested in. My size was $40 more because of it. He's like, I kind of get it. Yeah, I think that the problem is that like what Risa's talking about in terms of like companies that charge a little bit more for the bigger sizes is that in Japan, they don't really sell a lot of those sizes. And I think that the foreign market was sort of not something that they considered up until like, I'm going to say more recently. And so the fact was that they don't want to mess. They have like sort of two pricing schemes. They have pricing scheme for Japan, which the way Japan margin works is like the way Japanese like wholesale works is completely different to the rest of the world. And so like the way that they set up their pricing here is so much different than it is in the West. And then you add on the fact that you have all these different sizes that they never sell in Japan. They don't want to have to adjust Japanese pricing to account for like global pricing. And so you get all these like weird 2 and 3 tier pricing systems that sometimes like me understanding how it all works, I get it. I understand that it's convoluted. But like from a consumer standpoint, like I can understand where you're just like, why am I paying $40 more because I'm like one size bigger than the last size?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, like, but it's just the way it is. I think we all understand it.
I understand why that happens, but I don't agree that it should be that way.
Yeah. Stanley B says America has too much tariff on Japan, making this hobby difficult. There is. Okay, so
find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. There's the current tariff rate on Japan is 10%, and that is for, I would say, importers, right?
Right, like
generally speaking,
don't have to worry about
right
that.
because you have right because in America you still have the de minimis rule, which means that under $800 USD. You can import something with no duties and no taxes. So that comes in pretty cleanly.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that if you're, just be mindful of how much you're spending. Like on our website, for example, if like your order is going to go for $800, place 2 orders.
Yeah. You got to pay separate shipping, but it's worth it because separate shipping is like what, $24 or 2,400 yen. So it's probably like $20, $19.
Yeah.
And whatever the tax is going to be is it might, I don't know, it might make sense, but it's a hassle thing also. You have to, consider another bill.
Yeah. But anyhow, Trump-san threatened a 20%, 25% tariff on Japanese goods. We'll see. I mean, you never know with this guy. It's always changing. So we'll keep an eye on it, of course. But yeah, it certainly will affect, for the wholesale side of things, it may affect things a little bit more than, importing it yourself, just by being a consumer. But yeah, it is, of course, these tariffs are not just for Japan. They're across many, many countries that America trades with. So you're gonna see prices increase. I mean, there's no way around that. Now, policy changes by the minute. Jeremy Sim says taco. That is a delicious Mexican delight, which I'm a very big fan of, but that term also applies. So we'll see. The answer is we'll see. But yeah, it's. Sandy B says Trump hates denim and loop wheel T-shirts. Confirmed.
He's not even.
I've never seen him in jeans or a T-shirt before.
Yes, T-shirt even. Yeah, there are people who never wear T-shirts.
Or maybe those photos just never existed of him. Yeah.
Yes.
They just stopped existing. They might have existed, but they don't exist, or it's a hoax, fake. I'm not going to get into it. Okay. I haven't seen this stretching like that. What's going on?
I think he's talking about jeans.
Talking about jeans. Yeah. Okay. Fernando says, one of you should run for president, Wonder Looper Nation.
Neither of us are qualified.
I'm not a American born. If I was, I would run for president. President Bahzad. You could just put me in. You could write me in. Whether or not they would accept it is another thing. But you could write in whatever you want. And
enough people write it, they're gonna.
Yeah, if say like 70% of America wrote in my name, I mean, like you would think that they would have to change the rules for that.
Maybe.
I'd be a good president. I'll tell you, I'd be a very good president. Yeah. The Catman, very important question. I love this question. Is there Mexican food in Japan? Yes.
Nowadays,
yes.
It's recently there are way more Mexican food restaurants in Japan. I think it's because people, started to realize how great Mexican food is, even though we ignored it for the past, multiple decades. But yeah, there's slowly but surely there's more Mexican food, and we've been like trying a lot of Mexican food. There's one like that.
My favorite one is one called Junkadelic.
Yeah,
because that's
very American Mexican food, but it's pretty good. Like it's so far away from stations. Any stations you have to walk like maybe 15 minutes, which like in restaurant standards, it's kind of far. It's a lot,
but it's kind of a fun walk. It's near Nakameguro Station.
Yeah, it's between Nakameguro and New Tenji, so like it's literally in the middle of like residential area.
Yeah, I love that place. It's great. It's so delicious. And then there's also in Harajuku, it's not near Takashita Street, which is sort of that famous, Harajuku girls street. It's a little bit like
in the Gurahara area,
sort of the back streets of Harajuku. The back street, that's not a band, but it should be. There's this guy, I forget the name of the restaurant.
Three
could be
Hermanos.
Tres Hermanos.
Yeah, something like that.
But this Japanese guy, and all of his staff are, I'm assuming they're Mexican. He speaks perfect Spanish, like perfect. And like he lived in Mexico.
Not that we know.
Well, I mean, as far as I can tell. And like it is super authentic. Like it is like the sort of the cool, like, I would say hipster taco joint, but like people seem to really, really enjoy it. And it's not it's not, sometimes you go to like, certain in Japan, I'll call it like ethnic food restaurants, and they're very nice and like, but this is like very street foodie level.
And they opened up like another location in Ibisu. We walked by it the other day. So I think they're popular. It is, in my opinion, like for that style, like, real like street style tacos, it's very expensive.
It's a little,
but
what are you gonna do?
I mean, if you compare like maybe like, tacos in New York City, maybe it's equivalent, who knows. But it's very, very good. There's a couple other restaurants that are supposed to be very good that I haven't been yet. So I think, maybe just kind of explore more Mexican food.
Yes.
But there's also one restaurant that I really, really love, that one in the basement. As old school restaurant, Mexican restaurant, and it's not casual, but like, well, obviously it's casual, it's Mexican, but it's not like, it's more of a restaurant than like, a quick bite of tacos kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they have like a great vibe. It's like everything is underground, so it's always dark, and like there's Mexican, like,
what's
bands.
the name of that place again?
Fonda de la Mag something.
Okay, Risa's gonna look it up. But this place is so cool because they have like the
Fonda de la Madrugada.
Yeah, you're in a cave. It's also not that far from like Harajuku, and like you go in and you're like, okay, you go into the entrance, and then you're just going downstairs for a while, and you're like, how deep underground is this? And it's like you're in a cellar. Like, it's crazy. There's no windows. It's dark. They've got the musicians in there playing music and singing, and it's really cool.
It's fun
in there.
It's a fun environment.
Yeah.
Maybe going into local Mexican restaurants talk might be not so interesting. But if anybody knows a good Mexican restaurant in Japan or in Tokyo area, please recommend some.
Yeah, we're happy to go. And then, all right, Stanley B says, Bahzad, which watch is that? Did you finally cop the Kurono? I did finally cop the Kurono. So this is the recent release. So I've got it on today. The Catman says, LOL at casual and Mexican. There's definitely Mexican fine dining. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it's just the
how can I say it? It's like sometimes like sort of it's like there's this fine dining for pizza, right?
Right. Exactly.
But I would say that the commercial sort of demand for it is a little bit more casual, streety. And I think that's also similar to Mexican food. Chinese food has a similar, I think, feel in a lot of places where like a lot of people treat Chinese food as sort of a casual, sort of cheap, food, right? And there's definitely fine Chinese dining, but like it's most people are going to get sort of a more like, maybe. Yeah, I would say like, the kind of Chinese food I really happen to love is like a lot of the junky stuff. Like I love it. It's great.
You're North American.
Yeah, I'm North American.
Yeah.
But
like as opposed to like maybe French, restaurant, like the ratio of French restaurant being a fancier place than like maybe a hamburger joint is very much higher.
Yeah.
And that's not to say there's like casual French bistros and stuff, but it's just the mentality.
Sometimes the perception, I think, before, especially in a place like Japan, like we've been to like more fine Mexican dining here, but it's just like seemingly the demand for Mexican food in Japan is a lot more casual. It's like American food, like there's a lot more like burger and fry joints here in Japan than there are like white tablecloth steak restaurants, right? It's just I guess that's just the way it is. Anyhow. Oh, okay. Time versus gravity says, can you explain the question about the items we should fold rather than hang?
I would say any heavyweight garment, especially knitted fabric garment like sweatshirts, t-shirts, stuff like that. If you hang it on a hanger, especially with like a skinnier clip, will make the mark will stretch because of gravity. So I think just in general, compared to woven fabrics, knit fabrics are way more like
elastic.
Yeah. It's even if it's 100% cotton, there's like elasticity in the construction itself. So if you hang a heavyweight thing, so obviously it's gonna bring it down, make it longer, and maybe leave a mark at the shoulder. So I just generally recommend you folding anything that's knit. But
if you have the right hangers, like if you have coat hangers, things like that, like
it's still gonna stretch.
It'll still stretch, but I mean, like in terms of like leaving marks in the shoulders, you want something that's gonna be a little bit broader here.
Yeah. as opposed to it, like I fold all my t-shirts, but like a t-shirts like this, if you hang it on a hanger, it doesn't change so much, especially if it's dry.
Right. And if it's something that you rotate often, like a lot of I would say like there's a handful of t-shirts that like are folded. There's a handful of t-shirts that are hung. Like usually I reach for the hung ones first and those get worn first. And then, I don't know. My t-shirts I tend to hang. But I think for things that you might not wear for a long time, like say like a Henley, you're going to get more wear out of that in the fall winter than you are in the spring summer. So maybe if it's going to get worn a lot in the fall winter, okay, hanging it's not really a big deal because they're going to reach for it a long time. It's not going to take that time to like stretch out and sit on the hanger. Whereas if you kept that on a hanger for 6 months and it's just going to leave these imprints. Of course, you can get rid of them with a little bit of steam and things like that, but it might just be annoying. It might be better off just folding it. Yeah. Andrea says, in general, treat it like a sweater. Yes. Okay. Stephen Kopelkamp says, I got wide shoulder jacket hangers for my double heavyweights. Right. That's a good way to look. If they're going to hang for a long time, give them the support that they need there. Brenton says, pizza is the best food. No cap. Correct. Pizza is the best food.
I'm more of a pasta girl.
It's okay to be wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Sometimes you're just wrong. But pizza is universally, unequivocally the best food delivery system ever conceived. Best food delivery. What more can you ask for? Bread, cheese, it's got some vegetable on there, tomato's a vegetable, fruit, whatever you want to call it. Throw some pineapple on there. Yes, some jalapenos, beautiful. That's a beautiful day right there, right? A little hot honey drizzled on there too. Crispy on the bottom, thin, nice crust, a little puffy. Fantastic. What more can you ask for? Match that with a Coca-Cola, even better. Nobody is gonna not like that. Who could not like that? Including the pineapple on the pizza. I'm a pineapple pizza guy. Yeah. Steven says the Canadian pronunciation of pasta is wrong.
What?
It's pâte alimentaire, according to l'Office de la langue française du Québec. Is pasta wrong? Are we all saying it wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No idea. I don't actually care because I mispronounce a lot of words, but I can communicate.
I see. The Raven says, I'm always crossed between my love of pizza and hamburgers for my number one. It's true. I also love both of those very deeply.
Yes.
Pizza is number one, though. Hamburgers are number two. Ramen, I prefer my men cooked, to be honest with you. That's a joke that I will always say forever. I don't eat a lot of ramen. Mostly because I don't eat pork.
Yeah, it's a lot of pork in there, especially here.
Yeah. So if I can eat it, there's places like Afuri that have like chicken-based or like fish-based broth that I get. But like we don't eat that much ramen. Like we went for soba yesterday, which I like. So there's a lot of noodle delivery options that are also in my life that aren't ramen that I enjoy. Pho, I love pho. I think I've eaten more pho here in Japan than I've eaten ramen.
Yes, just because of pork, I think.
Yeah.
It's like I can't even remember the last time we went to a ramen restaurant. We just don't go because it's never like a lot of them like do have like fish-based broth or and stuff like that, chicken, but I just don't like. I'm too lazy to find out, and I just don't.
Yeah.
Without it.
Right. Mr. Lolmaster says Hawaiian pizza is a Canadian invention. I've heard that.
Doesn't surprise me.
I'll accept it. And you know what? It's maybe the greatest Canadian invention of all time. Can we name another one? Canadian invention. That's about it. Canadian, that's it. Pineapple pizza, number one. It should be on the money.
Wasn't there some kind of things that were Canadian that's like
I don't know.
I forgot.
What can I say? Wizard of 32 Ounce, another proud Canadian in the audience. That is Mr. Garrett from This Week at Tate and Yoko, Naked Famous Denim NYC, with a very, very important message for everybody, and that is to hit the like button, people, and subscribe. Correct.
Please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garrett. Thank you for being here, and let us know what are some very, very important Canadian inventions better than the pineapple pizza.
Did Canadians invent hockey or no?
I'm gonna say probably, but is that better than pineapple pizza? That's a tough one. That's
I think
a tough
more
one.
people like hockey than pineapple pizza.
That's debatable. King Yoda barbecue chicken pizza? Yes, I'll accept that. No problem. I'm not one of these guys who's like, I'm okay with all kinds of things on pizza. I'm good with it. If it's delicious, it's delicious.
Except for shrimps. You hate shrimp.
Yeah, I'm not a big seafood pizza guy.
Or the little white bait.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah, Japan puts some things on the pizza that I don't really care for, like mayonnaise.
The white bait on pizza, maybe Italians invented it.
Yukon Gold potatoes invented in Guelph, says Brenton. Those are good.
Those are great.
Those are very good. Yeah, poutine, Pierre Moreau. That's also a great Canadian invention. We've got all dressed chips.
Yeah.
If they, you know what chips are the best from Canada? The number one chips in Canada? Covered Bridge chips. I think they're from Halifax.
I miss Covered Bridge.
Those are some if you're ever in Canada or if you're in North America, you can get the brand is called Covered Bridge. Fantastic.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
The texture, like
they have
flavor.
They have a pickle flavored one. That's their best one.
Probably.
Get that one.
But like a lot of their flavors are really, really good.
Yeah.
Somebody says, isn't peanut butter Canadian? Is it true?
I don't know.
If that's true, like that is
it feels American. But it also feels like, did it really take that? Remember, Canada has only been around for like 150 years. It feels like peanut butter should have been around longer. Did somebody not figure out how to grind peanuts?
I feel like Chinese had that like before. Anybody.
Yeah, right.
Chinese had everything before anybody else.
They had noodles before everyone else. Yeah, they had a lot of things figured out. All right, bagged milk. You know what? I saw bagged milk here in Japan the other day. Okay,
this is soy milk.
Yeah, it was soy milk. Pierre Moreau says Covered Bridge is from New Brunswick. Okay, thanks for the correction. Bagged milk is very much a Canadian invention. Some people might not even understand what the heck that even means, but it's a thing.
Why is that a thing? I still don't understand.
It
makes no sense.
So in Canada, you can buy your milk in bags. So let's do it. Let's go to, there you go. So you get it in a bag like this over here, right? See where I'm highlighting. So it comes, and then you get like 3 little bags like this. And over here.
Oh,
yeah.
There's more bags inside.
So there's bags in the bag. And then you put the bag in this little jug container. You cut off the top. And it pours like normal. It just pours. It's fine, right? And for my whole life, I didn't realize that only Canada does this, seemingly.
Because everybody else moved on from.
Yeah, I mean, you get cartons, but if you got a family, you got to have a lot of milk in the house, so it makes sense. But and it's less wasteful, I guess. I don't know.
My fear, it may not be like actually like.
This is an abomination. Somebody pouring the milk in the. No, don't do that. That's an abomination. Canadian. That's
do
like.
People do that?
That's like putting in your spoon in the cereal after. You put the order of operations is spoon, cereal, milk. You don't do cereal, or you certainly don't do milk, cereal, spoon. That's. You just
cereal milk. But spoon.
No, first spoon.
Okay.
First spoon.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so these are some Canadian mannerisms here.
Let's see.
These
make sense. With
I guess. But you don't need to reinvent the classic. This is a very
to me, these bags look very thin. Like not like that one up there.
They are very thin. But
it just makes me nervous.
I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem my whole life.
Any small thing can, and then.
Correct. But that just never happens. So you never have to worry about it.
Okay.
So there you go. That's Canada right there. Is it our number one invention, bagged milk? I don't know, but we certainly have it. Edelson says, when I was a kid, the milk was sold in bags in Brazil.
Ah.
Okay, well there you go. It
But
is.
not anymore, I would assume.
They moved on. Stephen Kovalkamp says, spoon is last, you serial killer.
I agree with you.
John Chan says, cereal milk spoon. No, it's spoon cereal milk.
But it's like a spoon is the last, like anything, like any prepared meal. You prepare the meal on the dish first, and then you grab a fork.
I want my first scoop.
To be already done?
Yeah.
Interesting. Never heard that before.
Can I say? All right, so that's going to be a highly contested debate, I'm sure. Let us know in the comments section below your thoughts.
Brendan says Canadian peanut butter predated U.S. peanut butter by 32 years. That's a long time to not go past beyond like a...
But how could that be? I'm just going to say it. America's way older than Canada.
Yeah.
Way older.
But
so how can...
Peanut butter must be if 30, way younger than Canada then.
I don't know.
Or way younger than America, at least.
When
did they come out with... Okay, I need more information on this.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Before deciding on Wonder Looper as a brand name, what other names were considered? Fernando asks.
That's a good question.
I don't think any other names were really
considered. Wonder Loop was
Wonder Loop.
Well, again, like this was not a clothing brand we were thinking the names for. The Wonder Looper name was meant for little chain stitch business that we were gonna do. We did a little bit. So like, I bought the chain stitching machine. I really loved doing, custom things on clothing.
Like if you scroll back early enough on the Wonder Looper timeline, you'll see that it's not all knitwear. It used to be just chain stitching stuff.
Yes. So, but like when we decided to, that's what actually led us to want to make our own t-shirts, because we were like chain stitching on t-shirts that, we didn't make, that usually just kind of like a like a blank tees kind of thing. And as crazy as we are, we wanted to just like have a good material, and then we looked into making our own t-shirts. But because we named that brand the chain stitch,
Instagram account, basically
Wonder Looper, and so we just kind of like, when we decided to make our t-shirt, we were like, we could just use this name, because it's a good name,
and it made sense.
For everything. But yeah, when we were looking for Wonder, the name for a chain stitch, we were considering, like, I really like the word wonder, so I wanted to use that, and it's kind of like a poppy, catchy. And then I thought that loops, because chain stitch makes the chain stitch is made of loops, basically, like it's like a chain. So we thought that maybe that was a good word for it. And Wonder Loop was actually taken on Instagram.
Oh.
So, and then you said like, oh, maybe Wonder Looper, because that, kind of rhymes, and, it doesn't change the meaning. So that's what we did.
So some early work here.
Yeah.
You might have seen this in some backgrounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's still on my wall.
Here's the original Wonder Looper logo, right? So, it was, you know what? Somebody said there's not a lot. Here's some Caterpie content.
Yeah.
Caterpies
are hard to draw, actually.
Yeah. And now we're just making sure that the cats are in every live stream. There you go. Here's some Snowy content for you. Snowy's here, making his appearance. There he is, our little good boy. And so, it started off as just the chain stitching sort of wing of Risa's hobby. And it evolved into what it is today. But there you go. That's a pretty cool embroidery there. There you have it. Okay. Pluto says, would you ever put any Wonder Looper branding on your items? Well, we can. And if you'd like,
Yeah, people
yeah,
ask like a lot. Probably the most popular embroidery request is the WL
yeah,
logo.
let me
This
pull it
one.
up for you here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy right over here. Oh, wait, there we go. So yeah, if you would like that on your that's black on black. But if you'd like the WL on your chest or on the arm of your t-shirt, we can easily add that for you. Yeah.
And some people ask me to embroider Wonder Looper. So
That might appear here somewhere.
yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I can do that as a customization, but I think our you know our aim is to have something that isn't about the brand, it's about the fabric
Yeah.
or the product, the garment. So that's why we don't have like a very like outward like logo things on our products. But I mean, we're not really against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're not against it, which is why like it's a great option. Like if you would like to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say that down the line maybe we won't put a little something somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. But if it's there, I would say that in our, I don't know, would it be contrast? Would it be something that's a little bit more subtle? I don't know. I haven't made a decision about it yet. I'm not opposed to it, but.
But if we
Yeah.
make like a good fabric and good products, like I think I don't want to alienate anybody from buying it because of like whatever that's on it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think, maybe we'll make two versions, or maybe we'll make, like a graphic tee sometime, but we'll make sure that blank version is also available or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we did do the pins. Remember we did the pins, and like you could basically turn anything into add it to anything. Maybe we'll do those again. So anyhow, there's some options there for you. Mr. Lawmaster says, ever thought of making t-shirts in Germany and calling it Wunder Looper? Constantly.
Wonder Looper.
Yeah.
I want the dots.
Yeah, Wunder Looper. It would be fun. I think if we ever did do a German-produced T-shirt, it would have to be called Wunder Looper. Yeah, yeah. If we did like a Made in America tee, we'd have to come up with an idea for that as well. Anyhow,
That's hard because it's already English.
right. But anyhow,
Yeah. Well,
yeah, something.
that's a fun
Yeah.
thought.
Fernando says, "Is there a new music playlist for the new space?" Not really.
We don't even have a proper
I have a little Sonos Bluetooth
a proper,
speaker
like,
here.
a sound system yet.
Yeah, that's to come.
Yeah, we have so many things to buy. Like the problem is when you move into a new place, I think it's the same with house, like home too. But like there's just so many things to buy, and you get excited at first, and then like you just like one thing after another. You have to buy this, you have to buy that, you have to buy this, and it's just like it gets so
The bills just keep
exhausting.
piling up, and it's also it's $100 here, $200 there, $500 here. Everything just keeps adding up, and I'm just like, you know what? Number one, most of our day is not like it's not gonna be a customer facing space.
Right.
So having background music is not the most important thing. And I generally, unless we're like unpacking boxes or doing something sort of like, repetitive, I don't want to have music with lyrics playing because it distracts me. Like if I'm working, if I'm typing, I cannot work with music with lyrics. It needs to be like, aquatic ambience, like, chill background music, no sounds, or no music at all. Like I cannot multitask like that. So, when I am, putting stuff away, it's either like some 90s or early 2000s pop punk mix, or I'll put on some Snoopy jazz, records or something like that. And that like last weekend I was all Peanuts jazz records, and I like those. Those are fun to listen to. Boris says Cambridge Audio Evo 1. I remember a long time ago I was looking for like a Cambridge audio amplifier. I never bit the bullet on that one. But you know what? Like my audiophile sort of journey went from like buying all these like components and like crazy cables and things like that to Sonos is good enough for me. And I happen to I'm a big fan of Sonos, and yeah, it'll probably be a Sonos system in here. I have I have a pair of like focal speakers that are sitting at home that haven't been turned on in like 5 years. They're just not being used because like, you know, I don't have the space to set up all the space to set up all the stuff. So anyhow, I will say that maybe those focals might show up in this space, maybe, but I also would want to connect it to some sort of like audio streamer. There's a company called Wim, W-I-I-M, that makes kind of a neat streamer, but I also have a Sonos amp, which I might just use to just connect it, and that way any computer, any, you know, phone, tablet, whatever that's in this space can just connect to it simply. And, you know, I like the simplicity of that. I'm not... Critical listening isn't happening on speakers. Critical listening is happening on headphones. And so, yeah. John M. Aquatic Ambience for the absolute win. You know what I'm talking about, my friend. I love that song. That's just from Donkey Kong Country. I can listen to that forever. It's my one of the best pieces of music ever written. There you go. Quid says, have you ever listened to Herbie Hancock? That's my go-to when I don't want to listen to lyrics. I'm gonna say yes, but maybe I'll add that to the stuff to listen to. Pierre Moreau says, I am a focal dealer. Oh, well, very interesting. Yeah, I have some focal Arias. I don't remember the model number exactly, but yeah, I bought them in Canada. And I brought them with me to Japan, but they've not been used for a while. Boris says Wim is solid. Yeah, the Wim stuff I'm interested in, but I don't have much of a use for it because I do have that Sonos amp, and I just find that it's just sort of redundant in that realm. Pluto says the Sonos subwoofer is a beast. I agree. I have 2 of them. I own a lot of Sonos products. I'm a big fan. Anyhow, that's a little, but yeah, for like my audiophile journey has went from like, you know, a lot of components to like just simplifying it all. And I think that a lot of the audiophile world is also realizing that convenience is just winning in a lot of ways for, I guess, the average consumer. Of course, there's going to be like that top end that really wants to like, you know, tweak everything out. But, you know, we're all listening on Spotify nowadays, and you know, I'm not as many CDs as I own. I'm not busting those out very often. Okay, Fernando says, what one tool or product purchased for the production that you found you never used or never worked out the way you wanted it to? What's one product or tool that we purchased for production that I have? This is just for the audio quality stuff. I bought a set of twin mics that I never use because you know, if I put the mic on me and I put the mic on Risa, I found that when I was recording, her mic was picking up my voice, my mic was picking up her voice, and I just getting into the editing software and like figuring it all out, it got very sort of tedious and annoying, and I just couldn't get it to sound right. So I'm just like, forget it. I'm just using the one mic setup, and it works great. So that's one thing I purchased that I don't get a lot of use out of. So that's other than that, what other weird things have we purchased we never used very much?
I don't know. Well, we haven't really used the
laser cutter. Yeah.
yet, but it will come. That's just a matter of time. We need to spend time to like figure it out and set up and all that stuff. So once we have that, I think we're gonna use it. I'm not giving up on that.
No, and for one, it was in our home space, and we just didn't have a lot of room for it. But now that we have the bigger space, anyway, we got to get sort of a workbench area. Like we have a picking packing area, but we got to get a workbench area where I do want to get that laser cutter going, because the laser cutter is going to allow us to sort of make custom patches, which I think is going to be sort of the next evolution of embroidery options for people, where we can make the things a little bit more intricately with the patch designs.
Yeah,
So
that's the cutting part.
yeah. Alan says, "Do you guys smoke?" I do not smoke. Do not smoke. No smoke, no drinks, except for water and coffee and soda.
I do a lot of drinking, but no smoking.
Yeah. What else have we got here? Vamik says, animals as leaders is my go-to non-lyric background jam if you're into progressive metal at all. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Animals as leaders. Well, thank you very much for the recommendation. Lucky on through like says, do you use distilled water for your steamer? Nope, we don't. But every now and then I should run some cleaning tabs, which I do have. But yeah, no, we don't use distilled water for that. You should, but we don't. There's a lot of things in life that you should do.
Yes.
It's like the dryer. You shouldn't put your stuff in the dryer, but we all do. We do.
Convenience
Yeah.
over things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fernando also says Wonder Looper tattoos.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. And I do not recommend anybody.
Don't get a
doing
Wonder
it.
Looper tattoo.
Yes.
I appreciate you guys, but don't do it. Just, yeah. Brenda says I could talk about coffee all day. I know. We did. Here's something we bought for the space.
Yes, a coffee maker. So we use the as you guys know, in the background of our home live stream setup, we had the red Moccamaster. And here we didn't have it because we need to keep that at home.
Just gonna make
So
sure
we
no
can drink
addresses
drink
appear.
coffee at home. But
Hold on a second.
we got our Moccamaster only for this space as well. We actually got it on the Prime Day sale, Amazon Prime. So we got a good deal. Moccamaster in this country is very expensive, and so we decided to import from America. Import it from Europe into America, then into Japan, I guess.
Sorry, 1 second.
What camera are you using for this live stream? It is the Osmo DJI Osmo Pocket 3.
Pocket 3. Yeah.
It is a good camera, but let me tell you, we didn't talk about this. The reason why this live stream is so good is because we got a fast internet finally. And that was just weighing down on me like insanely from the moment we decided on this office. Or just like, I was just so stressed because I don't really understand how internet works, especially like, fiber, cable, octave, whatever, things. And I don't own this building, so there's like a lot of things that I needed to consider, and that we already failed, and it took a long time, but we finally have it.
Yeah.
So
we have super fast 10 gigabit internet, so we can stream in 4K. So we were using the same equipment as last time, but our home internet is crawlingly slow, and you just can't you need speed to stream at high quality. So we got the fastest internet you can get in this country, and we have it now, so we can stream in high quality. So we're using a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, streaming at 4K 30. I've got a couple of lights going on over here. I mean, in terms of like setting wise, it's not really, there's not much changed from the previous setting. It's just that the speed has allowed us to run at a much higher quality. So yeah, that's it. The Raven, congrats on finally getting the internet working. You have no idea. You have no idea.
It was just emotionally, it was draining.
The same before we even got the floor done, we had to do all the wiring. So we had called the first internet company, and the internet company came, and the guy took 2 seconds and was like, "No, can't install here," and he just left. And we're like, "What?" And it was annoying because we wanted to have all the wiring done so that we could have like Ethernet everywhere we wanted. But the second internet company was like, "Yeah, we'll come in like 6 to 15 weeks." something. It was some stupid, ridiculous. We're like, what are you talking about? This is like, how can we wait for internet that long? It doesn't make any sense. So, anyways, they finally, it was almost like 2 months basically. They told us that they would come, so they finally came in. But we had to sort of guess where we needed the Ethernet to be. And, you know, I think we made some right choices, some wrong choices. But anyways, it doesn't matter because the internet is running. And,
Yes.
you know, if there's a couple little concessions here, it doesn't matter because we're good.
Here.
It's here. But yeah, this is the new coffee maker for the space, the Moccamaster. I try to put this everywhere I exist. So we got one, Amazon Prime. It was mega sale. So we had to get one. And this is like I didn't open it yet, even though that's open. But it's a stainless steel one. So I think it's going to match the warehouse aesthetic nicely. We'll get like a coffee station sort of set up over there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I you know how much I love this machine. I recommend it to everybody. My brother-in-law got one. Like everybody who wants a coffee machine, I'm like, buy that one. It's you know, it's like if you're not into like espresso pulling and stuff like that, which maybe one day, I think that's the other man hobby that I think I will eventually get into.
Yeah, well, espresso machine, I think it's in general, it's a good idea to have because you can use it for like, you know, making mixed drinks or like avocado, which
Yeah.
like basically my only reason that I want an espresso machine is so that you can make me an espresso martini and also avocado and
Yes.
not for really coffee drinking.
Let me show you. This is, I gotta do it, but this is, I want this espresso machine. It might not be the highest spec espresso machine. I'm sure I'm gonna hear about it in the chat, but it's
It looks
made
the coolest.
of concrete. It is so cool looking. Look at this machine. What a beauty. What a beauty. So eventually I have to get this thing. And pre-orders are open right now. So maybe I'm going to do that sooner than later. But look at how cool this thing is. What a beautiful machine. And so I haven't gotten deep into this rabbit hole yet. And so this is probably the next man hobby. I'm going to call them man hobbies. I'm sure there's ladies into these hobbies, but for some reason it tends to be a lot of
Anything that
dudes.
has to do with specs.
Yeah, specs, drawings, technical specifications. How is it a double broiler or this, that, the other? Who knows? I don't know. I'm buying it because it's pretty. Yeah. Alan says, how much did you get off for the Moccamaster? I think it was like 40% off. So it was like $275 US. Whereas in Japan, it's like 70,000 yen for one of these. It's like, it's very pricey.
$500
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. KW says, wait a second, we're getting captions while live. The improvements don't stop, my friend. The improvements don't stop. You're getting it all. Okay. Vamik says, with espresso, it's a little more important that you dial it in your process more than the specs. Well, I'm sure I'm going to hear from everybody. Jeremy says, there's a Porsche La Mazzocco espresso machine. Oh yeah, I've seen, there's some beautiful espresso machines, just absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, they look like they were made like fine vintage cars. I love it. I love the look of those things. I don't know if I can justify those just yet. Maybe one day there's a retail store with a Wonder Cafe in the back. Who knows? Maybe one day. But right now, I just want to make our warehouse be operational, cool, feel a little bit more like home. So that's where we're at with that.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that everybody's into like all these little niche things here and there, and like together, I'm sure I'm gonna get all kinds of recommendations about stuff.
This is where you ask for advice.
Yeah, that's it. Stanley B says, just get some WDT tool and a good spring-loaded tamper. Normcore is good enough, and a good grinder. Thank you very much. Yeah, when I'm there, I'm definitely going to poll the audience on what I need to get. Yes. Okay, let me just try to think if there's anything else I'm missing about today's live stream that I wanted to get into.
We were hoping for a delivery but
right.
it's not here.
So that'll probably happen next week. Well, at the very least, we'll be able to show it off next week.
And then next week we're gonna have a plant
Yes.
At least one.
Yeah. So the delivery we were hoping that was going to happen during this live stream
Yeah.
is a bunch of like cotton fibers,
Yes.
bales and things like that. So there's a lot of like just raw material we were hoping to show up, but that'll be here. It's like the dyed shirts. I was hoping they'd arrive Saturday morning. Instead, we got a delivery last week and of like inventory, but anyhow, who knows, it might show up, but it'll be here next week, so there'll be a little bit more show and tell on that in that respect. Okay, so what we'll do is the traditional snack time.
Yeah.
We've got something here, and
interesting. So we got this. So there was this company that makes these candies in a can. Very old school, but so we have a bunch of these flavors that like Bahzad loves these hard candies. This is what we found recently. It is umami ame. So it's umami flavored candy, and they made it in collaboration with Nimben that makes like a lot of dashi broth things.
So can you explain what umami is? Because a lot of people use that word all the time.
Okay, I am not an expert and I don't know too much, but umami is basically something like, like sweetness, sourness, bitterness, so, like those kind of things, but like umami is its own thing, which I don't really understand how, but umami is in a lot of things that, MSG is actually just basically if you say like what is umami, like MSG is basically that. It's just something that like that's in the food. You taste it, it makes you feel that it's good taste. I think there's a lot that is more scientific and explainable. I don't know any of it. It's also in like a lot of natural food as well. Like tomato has it. I don't know, like a lot of seaweed has it, I think. You can't open it.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, you twist it.
Yeah, you have to twist it off, but I think you have to let some air out first. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go get a blade.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know, but I think a lot, maybe some of you guys know what's umami. But it's just, I think it's going to taste, my guess is that candy is going to taste a little bit like a broth. I don't think it's going to be too sweet, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Vamex says sweet, salty, sour, savory, umami. I see. What's savory then?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, you need, this was like vacuum packed, so you had to get the air out. So this is a weird looking candy.
It's got some like...
It's got particles in it. It's got particulars in there. Okay.
Okay, let's try it.
There you go. Get a good view of that guy. Yeah, I do not know what this is supposed to taste like. Yeah. Check it out.
It smells... It's still like, I think it's still got like the candy part, so it might be sweet, but I'm guessing whatever that's in there, like the little dots in there, contains the umami.
Tastes like just sugar candy.
Yeah, but I think there's something in it. We have to get to it.
Might take a while till we get to the center of that Tootsie Pop. Umami ame.
Oh, yeah, I taste it. Now I taste it. It does taste like seaweed, actually. It tastes like
seaweed.
dashi. Like a Japanese broth.
I got to it. Yeah, it has a Japanese broth taste, which is a weird taste for a candy.
Yeah.
But it's also very sweet at the same time. Is this a limited edition flavor, I guess?
Maybe.
It says 2024, 2025.
Maybe.
These, where did we buy these?
In the department store, like the basement.
Which
food.
one?
I don't remember. I think it might... Oh, what is it? Maybe Takashimaya?
Takashimaya basement floor in which area?
Ginza? I don't know.
All right, Ginza. I'm just trying to tell people where to buy this.
I think, I mean, if you can look up this.
El Taro confectionery. So very old school looking. You can find these sometimes at Natural Lawson, though they don't have as many flavors, but they have their own store there in the Takashimaya basement in Ginza, and they had a lot of different flavors. More, I would say, traditional flavors, maybe fruity flavors, things like that. But umami, I don't know. This is maybe not my favorite one from them. They're fine. It doesn't taste weird. It's just it mostly tastes like sugar candy with a little bit of saltiness to it.
I think maybe we went to Nihonbashi.
Okay. I was hoping for a much more different flavor explosion.
I was expecting more savory tasting candy, but it is very like because the base is the candy itself. So
anyhow, a little underwhelming here. I'm not going to give it a rank because it's not bad, and it's definitely not bad. I don't know. I'm going to give it a straight 6.5 out of 10. How about that? There's the rank. 6.5 out of 10 for just an ordinary sugar candy. But the can is nice, and I think if you picked up some of their other flavors or things like that, it would make a very, very good souvenir. They have a lemon mint flavor that's really fantastic, very cooling, very refreshing. El Taro makes sense since taro has a sweet umami flavor. I thought it said El Taco. No, it's El Taro. I don't also know why it's called El Taro.
I think Eitaro.
Eitaro. Okay. Oh, that's an EI, not an EL. Eitaro. Okay, so that's my mistake. Eitaro confectionery.
It's just a name.
Okay, so just a Japanese name. Cool packaging. Their other flavors are better. That's my suggestion. There.
It's interesting though. If you want to know what umami is, it's the flavor in this candy, except for the candy flavor.
What I'm getting are like, you get sweet, and then you get hit with that broth taste, and then you get sweet, and then you get hit. Obviously, those little particles are like the broth.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird mix. It's fine, but
it's interesting.
There it is. Yeah, it's like you get sweet, and then I get the taste of like a sushi restaurant. You know.
It's more like a soup for udon or something like that's the broth.
Maybe. Okay. Well, anyhow, it's a little different. It's definitely a little different. Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna leave it there for you. We'll be back again next Saturday with another action-packed adventure here on the Wonder Looper live stream. Now streaming in 4K. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, do something nice for yourself, and most importantly,
for yourself. Do something nice for yourself.
And somebody else. There you go.
You said to somebody else.
No, I said for yourself.
Oh, okay, then for somebody else.
There you go. So,
all right.
There you go. It's our suggestion. We'll see you guys again next week, and we'll see you. Have a good one. All right.
Yeah, have a nice weekend.
Bye, everyone.